Hey guys, so let me ask you a question. When did we decide that safety was the only factor that we take into account in living our lives? Um, right now, in this pandemic situation, we've been put under all sorts of different rules, and we've been told that these rules are for our safety. Um, I don't live my life based only on what is safe. If I did that, I would always stay home because there's all kinds of risk in the world. We all take risks every single day when we leave our house and go to work. We risk getting in a car accident. We risk being maybe robbed or possibly killed by somebody. Depending on what neighborhood you live in, this could be a much bigger threat than others, right? Um, there's all sorts of risks. We risk getting sick all the time, every day. Um, we go and play sports and risk getting injured. Um, every time you go to the gym and lift weights and stuff, you're risking getting injured. There's all sorts of things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We get on airplanes, we get in cars, um, all sorts of things, right?
So then the government comes along and says, hey, there's this terrible virus out there and we have to shut everything down. The whole economy, everybody has to stay home, wear a mask, and don't come out. If you have to come out, wear a mask. And it's like, wow, really? Now, I guess this could make sense. If there's such a terrible virus, it's so contagious, everybody's dying, this could make sense, at least for a short amount of time. But this way of doing things ignores the fact that we still have lives to live. We can't just stay at home. Nobody's going to take care of us, right? And the longer we sit around at home and the longer that the economy's not functioning, this is putting our future in jeopardy. This could lead to people starving. This could lead to the economy going super bad and us just having a terrible existence in this country, going through a long recession. There are other countries and other people in the world that depend on the U.S. doing well, and those people will be the first to starve. Also, we can't stop meeting with people, interacting with people, giving hugs to people. We can't stop doing all that stuff. It's bad for you. It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for your emotional health. We're learning it's actually bad for your immune system, which is counterproductive to this whole situation. So some are saying we're going to stay, basically, shut down and with masks and everything for another year or more. I mean, we can't do that. It's crazy to do that. It's crazy talk. We have to live our lives. We have to go on about our lives. Nobody's going to take care of us. We have to do things to continue to further our existence and our children's existence. This has been such a one-sided thing. Sure, we need to look at the risks involved in going about our lives when there's a virus that may be dangerous. But we also need to look at what are the risks of shutting everything down. I've heard some people say that it's very possible that there are more people will die as a result of the shutdown than died from the virus. Well, that's not very smart. That's really not very smart at all. So we need to take a smart look, a good look at what are the trade-offs that we're dealing with. If the virus is so bad that people are dropping dead, then it could make sense to be shut down for a time. If that's not the case, and from what I've seen at this point, that is not the case. The numbers are not that big. The numbers have been padded. The numbers are not reliable. And so if it's not the case that this is some horrible virus that's going to kill all of us, then we also need to look, well, in either case, we need to look at the other side of what are the consequences of us shutting everything down. And those are a little harder to quantify, but they still need to be looked at, and they're still very real. So we need to take a balanced approach. We need to take a look, and to me, the balance goes all the way the other way. We need to go on about our lives because God has made us with immune systems, and even with a virus, we are able to get a virus and fight it off. Many people have. Like 99% or more of the people that have gotten the virus have survived it. We normally have flus. We normally have things that get us sick, and we go on about our lives. You know, we're sick for a day or two or maybe a week. And it's not a fun experience. But then our bodies fight it off, and we get better, and we go back to our life. That's how life works. And so it turns out that really assessing risk is something we do all the time. It's something we do all the time. We have car accidents that we deal with all the time. There's 90 people in the US die every day from car accidents. But we all get in the car, start it up, and drive to work because we've assessed that risk. We've said, you know what, there's a risk that I could get hurt or killed if I go and do this, but the risk is fairly low compared to the risk of if I don't go to work, I'm not going to make any money, I won't have food to eat, I won't be able to pay my rent or my mortgage and take care of my family. I mean, these are very important things as well. They take a longer time. You know, it takes a longer time to starve to death than to die in a car accident, but they'll both kill you. So we need to take a wise approach to all of this. And in my opinion, the wise approach is go back to your life. If you are a person, I get it, if you are a person that is in the high risk group, if you have health problems already, it could make sense for you to spend more time at home and for you to wear a mask and all of that kind of stuff. But for those of us that are healthy, those of us who have jobs to go to and things to do and people to take care of, we should go on and do those things just like we always do in the face of everyday risk that we always deal with every day. Life is risky, and yet we live it anyway. Okay, so live your life, trust God, and go forward. And maybe that's part of the problem is people don't trust God. They think that their lives are in the hands of the government or of themselves. Both are very scary thoughts because people are messed up. We're all messed up. We're not that good at a lot of stuff. I don't know if you've noticed. But so maybe you should be a little more concerned with the next life and what's going to happen after you die here than being so worried about catching a virus or whatever can happen to you here. Those are more important issues, but those are issues that will cause you to be at peace about a situation like this and about most situations. So the point is, life is dangerous and you can't actually stay totally safe. But rather than staying curled up in a ball somewhere, worrying about everything, scared to go outside, assess your risk, and go forward. Live your life. That's all I have to say today. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.